It's like skydiving. If you do one thing, you're going to go broke.
Yeah.
You've got to do a couple of things. I always like, it's hard to make a living if you only did AFF or if you only did tandem or,
What if you do only the National Skydiving League?
You coach a bit. You coach a bit. It would be great if you could coach more, right? I mean, if you could break away and coach more. You're not coaching at all anymore. Yeah.
You just go broke faster. The more you do, the faster you go broke.
Alright, let's cut to the chase, Mr. Williams.
Are we live already?
We have been on already.
I'll take that. That's off the record, my coffee quote.
No, it's not. Nothing
Because we do need a coffee shop.
Nothing is off the record in the NSL office. So we have been talking to our office mates here, the Blue Skies Mag ladies, who are running their operation here now. How do you like our new office?
I love it. I love it. It's definitely got a little bit more of a feminine touch into your office. It's got some nice furniture.
And they straighten me out.
There's definitely some colour to the room, and
welcome to the new NSL office.
There you go. Good to be here.
Solly, what's going on? You have been very busy. How is business? How is coaching business?
Yeah, I've been relatively busy. Nice balance between tunnel work and skydiving work, and obviously the primary focus in the last sort of few months has been with the Golden Knight female team. I actually go up there again on Monday, and so things are coming along very nicely there. And a little coaching via the internet. People send video and I look at it and debrief it and send it back. And
the Germans, I guess.
Yeah, but although they're in the hands of, in fact, they're training this weekend with Roy, but because I'm going to pick up at nationals with them, I'm trying to keep in the loop with their stuff and well, and make sure that I don't come in too cold there. But yeah.
And the Golden Knights are basically the main reason why we have you here today. Let's chat a little bit about the scores which have been coming in from France.
Yes, very exciting. We've obviously been waiting for some scores, and but the scores come at a time where everybody is on vacation. So unfortunately, the Golden Knights are on vacation. So no, it's no secret. We'll obviously do the draw here in time and look forward to it. And but right now we meet on Monday. We probably won't start it first thing on Monday because they've had a couple of week break. So, but I'll give you some feedback on that in time.
Thank you. Well, waiting for it. Well, the French girls and the Golden Knights, they have more developed friendly relationship, if you can say so. They communicate with each other.
Yes, I think there's a healthy rivalry. Obviously, the US team would love to beat the French team at a World Championship here at some point, and so there's a healthy rivalry, but at the same time, good friendship and respect, and so obviously, I always say, and it's the way I coach, is like you kind of win and lose the meet in the way you train. It's not so much about what you can do, about what your opposition do. So, but it's nice to have a scoreboard to project the scores against and to look at stuff, and so that's motivating. So I'm sure they're quite excited about doing that draw.
It's going to be the third time that they're trying at a World Meet to beat them.
That's the way I look at it. It's the third time now. They've had some close encounters, and it's always been relatively exciting, whether it be free fall or the wind tunnel, and so. Obviously we hope for another exciting tournament, but another exciting competition. But I think the girls are really focusing on trying not to be the silver medalists again.
It looks like it will be tougher than ever for France this year, because the Golden Knights, with the numbers and the training and the consistency of the lineup and all that, it seems like they are actually the #1 favorite at the moment.
I'm always a realist in that department. They're the team that has continuity. The French girls had to change 2 members for whatever reasons, and so it certainly gives the US a home sort of a favor in that regard. And so I would consider them #1 seed, if you want to call them that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We had the Golden Knights, and we have some scores of both teams actually this year. I looked it up, and of course we had the Golden Knights here in Deland for the Paraclete XP Outdoor Championship this year. 6 rounds only, but a 23.3 average. They were happy, but then you were
Yes,
happy.
that is a good competition for the Golden Knight girls. We were very happy and excited about the result, and considering that it is still sort of in the beginning of the season in winter. But that's a good score. It's 6 rounds, but obviously that's a very, very good average to aspire to.
And now we had last week, I think it was, or is it already 2 weeks, the French girls over an 8-round competition at the Coupe de France with a 19.9 average.
Yeah, impressive. And I always say, anytime you can skydive around 20 average, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, true.
It's not that easy to do 20. So there's a lot of people out there know, a lot of people have tried so hard to get into the 20 club, but it's very fine skydiving. And I mean, my quick analysis of that scoreboard was, if you look at the last 3 rounds, and even if they matched the second place team rather than beat them in those rounds, the scoreline would be very different, because there's a 6-point difference in the last 3 rounds there. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was some busts in there. We don't know the information that clearly, but either some bad jumping, loss of rhythm, or some penalties in the last 3 rounds. Do you know? Do you know what happened at all?
No, I think it was just too many mistakes. Jérémy Rollet, the French national coach, and their coach, actually technical coach, he said that they are not really ready. They have good sequences in each of those rounds, but it's not consistent over the whole 35-second working time.
Yeah.
So that is something that the new coach will have to work on, I guess, because we talked about consistency of the lineups, but there's consistency of coaching too.
Right.
And you are new for the Golden Knights, and now the French team is having a
Right,
change.
they have a change. Mathieu coming on board now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one good thing there is that obviously Jérémy and Mathieu shared gold medals together, and so their techniques must be very aligned. And so that's a favour to the team, rather than getting somebody from different side of the ocean. So I would think that the continuity would work very well for them and in their favour. But yeah, I think what is going to win the female category? That's the question that, that's the magical question, because that's the level that you almost have to try and aspire to in terms of your speed. And with more, when you're trying to push for speed, out the window goes consistency. And so it's kind of a fine line between the consistency and knowing what more or less the target needs to be. And so I would, it's exciting for them as much as it is for us. We're obviously focusing on trying to win a world championship in 2016, but we're also spending a lot of our energy and our focus on trying to do something phenomenal with an all-female team, and see what they can achieve as well. We're not just looking at the female category at this
Looking
stage.
across the open class leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hunt is on to see if we can catch rhythm in Dubai. The Nationals is going to be a challenge, because I don't know if you know this, but we're traveling right from the World Tunnel Competition directly to round 1 in Arizona. And we're just it's the choice that the team has made, and we're going to try and win the World Championship in the tunnel, and then do our best at the US Nationals. But I think it would probably be a little bit more of a fair fight in Dubai with rhythm, I think, this year. So.
Yeah. And rhythm and airspeed cannot really do that, because they have to focus on the US Open Championship.
Yeah.
They cannot go to the tunnel, because it's really, so it is a significant difference between if you are one day in the tunnel and next day the outdoor event is coming. Would it impact on your?
Not only from the rhythm of flying without a rig and then going into free fall, but the jet lag, and I mean, it's a crazy decision the team's made, and we joke about it. We actually all look at each other.
They can do it, right?
Yeah, and we say, this is absolute lunacy, but we're doing it. And hopefully we'll get a Red Bull sponsorship along the way, because we're going to need some of it.
Or you open a coffee shop.
Yeah, there you go. Need a coffee shop. Fortunately, I think there is one in Arizona. So.
Well, they are the Golden Knights, so they can, they like the
tough
challenges,
girls.
I guess. They're tough girls, right? And it's a part of the test. And then you're talking about Dubai, which means at the World Air Games, that's when they will really have their, even though there's first indoor and then outdoor too.
But there's a little bit of rest, and that you'll be acclimatized with jet lag, etc. And but I would say the focus, I don't really know if we're going to focus more on free fall and tunnel leading up to that competition, but at least there'll be some jumping in between the tunnel and the A games. So
sounds like an exciting agenda this year.
Yeah.
For the Golden Knights, and the pressure is on now, and on more, like, do you see that, like, there's almost like more pressure on the Golden Knights and less pressure on the French girls. They also, by the way, they also had a change in the coaching before that, because they had
Marin was at first, yeah,
for a long time.
Yep.
Then Jeremy took over, and now there is Mathieu.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage, to be honest with you. They're all cut from the same cloth, those guys. You know? So
it's a French style in generally,
yes,
like
exactly. They have their style. It's very rhythmic, and technically they're.
Yeah, how would you define it? Define the French style.
I would think it's very fluid, the way they approach stuff, and I always consider them a little bit more rotation orientated. They tend to rotate stuff with more emphasis on rotation than any sheer, and I think there's a place for both of them in the sport, to be honest with you. But it's like we've always emulated the French on some things and gone, we need more French in that block, meaning we need to rotate things a little bit more. And the US history of four-way has always been a little bit more steeped in sheer, trying to cut off rotation.
So we is Magic or Golden Knights?
I would say the US in general. The trickle effect coming from whether it be the US teams in the late 80s, early 90s into airspeed, etc. A little bit more cut off rotation rather than. But it's a fine line today because the wind tunnels have made people so quick and agile that sometimes it's quicker to spin something rather than to try and cut off rotation. So it's an interesting hybrid of techniques there. But I think the French they're very, very fierce competitors too. So there's a national pride in there that I love, and they always want to kick some butt,
The French national pride and the Golden Knights, they're patriotic too.
Right, absolutely. So there's a little bit of that in there, and all I can say on behalf of the Golden Knight team is I know that we're training very hard and we're training smartly, and I think so.
Well, good luck, Solly. Good luck, Golden Knights. Good luck, French girls.
Yes.
We want to see good competition.
It will be, I'm sure, and sportsmanship above all. So,
thanks for coming.
My pleasure.